This is Madeline from Madeleine's Craft Room, and I'm excited that you can join me tonight. And we are going to use this really cute little bundle called the Happy Hedgehogs bundle. And this bundle doesn't have dies, but it has this really cute little punch that helps us to make these adorable hedgehogs. And when I saw this in the catalog, I know I have my favorites, but this is one that also caught my attention because I kind of have a love for hedgehogs. I have never had a real hedgehog. However, and I think I showed some of you when I did my catalog launch, is that I grew up with some German toys, and one was this hedgehog, which is a Steiff hedgehog. And isn't he adorable? So yes, he does look like our set tonight. And then this might seem a little strange, but if you come from a German background, it won't be too strange in that there's these Mookie dolls, and this is the mama called Mickey. And this is what me and my cousins used to play with. However, these are the newer ones that when I went to Germany, I bought these Steiff, Mookie, and Mickey. And this one here is actually, of course, it still has hair. My other one and our cousins, well, she didn't have much hair left. But anyway, pretty adorable. Look at the nose. Anyway, I have very, very fond memories of hedgehogs. But let's get started on the card that we're going to make. This is a photopolymer stamp. And this is what else I do is I keep anything that I have stamped, or if it was punched or die cut, I just keep in a clear envelope. And that way when I'm making the set, then it's always handy for me. So here we go. This is the card we're going to make. It's these cute little hedgehogs, as you can see. And instead of just using the plain paper, I have done something cool, and I saw this from our catalog. Our catalog has so many wonderful ideas, and they use this greenery embossing folder to make that texture. So for the top part of the hedgehog, I am going to punch two of these for our two. I'm going to tear that off so I can get to the top. Just like that. So this is soft suede that I'm doing the darker part. And you can see there, now we got the two hedgehog tops. And now we're going to do the bottom. Gotta get my punch going the right way. All right, and then we're going to get two bottoms. So one, and oops, that's not going to work. I just about snipped his nose off. That would not be good. Okay, so now we got two parts here. And like I said, I did run it first through the embossing folder, but you could punch it out and then do the embossing. Either way works. And then the only other thing that we need as a punch is I'm going to use the double ovals. You like those? What does the yellow dot mean? Oh, you know what the yellow dot means? This means, I'll show you the difference. When I use my embossing folders, let me grab it. And here I'm just pulled the first one out, which is the bark. And these are the 3D. So I make it really simple for myself as well as anyone else. When you're going through the embossing machine, the cut and emboss machine, I have on number 4 plate, I have the green. And that means that with the platform, I am putting the embossing folder in the machine and then number 4. And that way I always know that this is the one that matches. And if it's yellow, I don't know if I still have the one. It's kind of worn, but you can see this one here had the yellow dot, which means I need 2 plate 3s to run, one on top, to run these smaller. See how they're not as thick? And that's one of the little ways that I do, so that it just makes it easier when I'm using my embossing folders. Good question. All right. So the other one I'm doing is the oval punch. And so I just need, and because it's on the bottom, I'm going to do one of each, but we want the small white, and then we're going to need a real red for the outside layer. All right, and then the only other thing is, oops, and I forgot to do that ahead of time. So Deb, these ones are actually 3D. So again, these are the new ones, and I haven't put my little stickers on. Aha, Marilyn likes, or Marcia likes that idea. Yes. And this one is one of our new ones. It's stripes and spatters. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to use the green, and I'm just going to run that through the embossing folder real quick. And now we have this piece. So now what we want to do to build our card is we're going to use real red, and I should bring my card in so you can see. I found that the white was just too stark, and so by just adding a little bit of red, I found that made quite the difference. So I'm just going to use my blending brush, and again, if you want to blot it on another paper, just to get the major, because you don't want too much, like you don't want this to be overpowering, even that's a little darker than what I did there. So you certainly don't want much ink on your blending brush, but we're just going to add a little bit of color. And because my card is red, I am doing it in red. So there we go. You sure don't need much. We have it all done. And then I'm going to show you what else we need, because we're going to build. So now we're going to build our little hedgehogs. And where is my glue? My glue is over here. Oops. Okay. And so what we're going to do is just put a little bit along the top. So technically you could use this as top or part of the top of the hedgehog, but we're going to make him look even more handsome than that. So I'm going to put that right. Where are we going to put that? Hold it here. Did I put the right piece? I didn't put the right piece. I was going to say, what's going on here? Oh dear. I've had a long day. We need the hedgehog with the feet. Of course we do. There. That looks better. Now I need to have one more piece. Trip over the dog. Oh dear. And so we're going to use crumb cake. Oops, I don't want to have the other one, so then I tend to cut on that side. That looks better. Okay. Now we're going to take this and put it right at the bottom and the top by his forehead. So we're just going to put it on like that. And same thing, just a little bit along the top. Oh, I did this in reverse. So you know what that means, ladies? That means we got to cut his... Now it's stuck in the crumb cake. So we need to do this backwards. We're going to go this way. So, oh, that's the problem. Okay, my doggy's having some issues again. These doggies. Okay, so see how I did that? By putting it in the punch backwards, now I can have the same embossing. So just to make these guys a little cuter, as you can see here is I gave him a little eye. Oops, and I don't have the fine tip. definitely want the fine tip. I'm not that confident with the other one. And then we're just going to put a little bit of a nose here. And then we're just going to give him a little mouth. Isn't he cute? And again, an eye and his nose and a mouth. There we go. Okay, so now we're almost all ready for building. We are going to take the black memento and we are going to take one of the sentiments, which is right here. Okay, and we're going to stamp that on with the black memento onto the little circle, just like that. Okay, and then we are going to put some glue on the back here. Whoop, my glue's finally getting empty. Been using this one for a while. And we're just going to pop that on there, centering that. And now we are ready for building. So what I have is a white card base. So we have our white card base, and then we have a red card front. And then this paper is actually from the Hearts paper, the Sweet Hearts design, I think it's called. And it will just be a little bit, the real red will be just a little bit bigger. So we're going to glue, see the beautiful hearts on there? Isn't that cute? Actually, it's like suckers, isn't it? Some heart suckers and lollies. So we're not going to use that one. We just want the red dots, because this way this card can be used for something else. It doesn't have to be just for Valentine's. So we're going to stick that on here. And then we're going to put glue or whatever adhesive. We're going to, put on here like this. And we're going to put that onto our card front. It's the good part about glue. Just give it a little slide. Okay. Now, we're almost there. I have cut out the second to largest rectangle, stitch rectangle. So that's what I've used to make this square. And then we have this one. And this particular one I didn't pop, but I guess you could choose if you wanted to pop that. I've popped my hedgehogs and my oval, so I didn't want to get too high for mailing. So I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to put some glue. And I find when you use embossing folders, the glue especially gets into all the grooves really well. So we'll put that onto our stitched rectangle, center that in there, get a little more in the camera. Oh, I just noticed mine's on a bit of an angle. Oh well, wood is never straight. So there we go. We got our wood grain. Oh dear. Okay, so here we go. We're going to now put this layer on. We got several layers here. And we're going to put that so that it's centered between the top and the bottom. That looks good. And now we are going to pop up these guys. So where are my dimensionals? Okay, I think we're just going to put two on each. So that should be good. Just like that. Ah, my fingers don't want to work anymore. We were finishing up my Try It class, which is from the paper share. So we were making 4 cards. So that was a lot of fun today. Well, we did some before, but we finished them up. So what we want to do here now is to take our two hedgehogs, and they're going to be talking with each other. So we're going to put them pretty close to nose. And actually, what you could do with this one, I'm just thinking, is we could have used the heart, and you've used the heart punch. Wouldn't that look cute with the little hedgehogs? So you obviously could definitely do that, but I'm just going to put the oval. And then for inside, let's decorate inside our card. And one thing I do is that when you open up the card, if it's a white card base, I find by putting in the white, I don't like that. It's too white. So what I like to do is, of course, you can sponge the edges, but a really fast and easy way is just taking your card and don't like move it and slide it, because you don't want to cut and slit your stamp pad. But you're just basically tapping it on the edge. And when you do that, I won't put it on yet, but you can see how then it stands out. And I find that's a nice, easy way to do that. So let's see. I'm going to bring my black Memento ink again, because one thing that's really cute in this stamp set, I mean, there's so many cute things. There's this cute little bird, and of course this cute little butterfly, and of course there's the stamped images of them. And I love how there's a bigger one and a littler one, and they can look at each other too. This tree, as you'll see in a minute with some other cards, they are really adorable. And I love this mushroom. So that's what we're going to use, is the mushroom for tonight. So I'm going to take off our sentiment, and we're going to put our mushroom on there. And we're going to put a mushroom just here in the corner. And of course I would do the envelope exactly the same way, but I'll just show you, for time wise, I'll just show you inside. So we're going to start with real red, and let's see, are we going to use big or the light or the dark? I'm going to start with, what am I got, the dark. Can you see what I'm doing? Maybe move it up a little more. There we go. So normally I will use the blends, and I will blend, and you certainly can do that. In this case, I am just going to make it bright red. And you just don't want to cover up, of course, the dots. Oops. And this is where you could use your magic white, which then kind of lifts it. Oops, and I think I'm going to have to get it, because I see this is where it might be smart to use the not the bold side, but the other piece, other end, the fine tip. And so here is your color lifter. And all you do is go over just a little bit. And where's the other spot? Right here. My doggy is having trouble. Buddy. Just like children, you know. These animals, they perk up and get into trouble just when we're busy. There we go. And now I'm going to use this ivory color, and I'm going to do the stem in that color. So we'll just put it like that. I'm going to leave the white spots, but we're going to use a little bit of green. So I'm going to use some old olive, and I'm just going to put that on like this. Yeah. Just like that, just to color it up a little bit. And then we're going to put some glue. Oh, see, and I have ink all over my table already. But yes, when you're using blends, you really should use something to protect your table spot. I'm using a very old table that's very strong and is arborite, and it's so easy to use the Comet or the Vim and just clean it off. So I'm not too worried, especially if I'm just doing a little bit. Okay, so there we go. All right, so there we have our card with the cute little hedgehog. And I forgot to show that in our mini catalog, this is what the bundle looks like, is that again, you get both. And for the punch and the stamp set, it's $44. So it's very reasonable. I love it. And like I said, it's not just hedgehogs, because you can use that beautiful tree. And in these cards here, I have shown some of the trees and the butterfly, how you can feature all the different ones. I love how there's a grass stamp that you can put there as well. And look at, see the big one and the little one. And then on the flowers, I've used some Wink Stella and of course the butterfly with some rhinestones. And then I love this one with the little bird. He's looking and giving the hedgehog a little flower. And I again Wink Stella on my flowers, and I sponged a little bit around the edge. And this particular one I saw in the catalog, I believe it was, that they use this particular part of the punch to make some hilltops, so some grass patches. And if I did this again, I'd probably be sponging a little bit more around. And this one I just free cut the basic background, and then I just added some of these actual pine or hedgehog tops. So that worked out really well. And then to showcase the mushrooms, I made this card with the cute little bird with, of course, the butterflies. So that looks really adorable. And then here we have the hive embossing folder that is new as well. So lots of new stuff, pretty exciting. So those are the cards that I have made so far with the hedgehog. I know that I want to definitely make more, but at this point, this is what I have done, and I wanted to be able to share that with you tonight. So hope you learned something and had fun, and be sure to check out madeleinescraftroom.net to see what kind of classes I have coming up. I offer a lot of different things, and you've got to check it out because there's in-person and virtual and something for everybody. So thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next Monday. Bye for now.